The word Amazon itself conjures vivid imagery. Vast emerald jungles stretch to the horizon, intersected by murky, coffee-with-milk rivers. Unseen birds shriek from the dense canopy, and a pervasive sense lingers that every leaf, every root, every square meter conceals something you'd rather not encounter in the dark. And you'd be right to feel that way. The Amazon is the largest rainforest on Earth, a vibrant cradle for 10% of all living species on the planet. Spanning 6.5 million square kilometers, its intricate network of waterways carries 1/5 of the world's fresh water into the Atlantic Ocean. This is a volume greater than the combined might of the Mississippi, Nile, Yangtze, and Ganges rivers. Within this colossal expanse, 40,000 plant species flourish, alongside 1,300 types of birds, 3,000 fish species, and millions of insect species, many still awaiting scientific discovery and classification. A single hectare of this forest hosts more tree species than can be found in all of Great Britain. It is home to jaguars, elusive pink river dolphins, formidable harpy eagles with 2-meter wingspans capable of snatching monkeys mid-air, razor-toothed piranhas, electric eels generating 800 volts, and the arapaima, a fish reaching 3 meters in length. This gargantuan freshwater dweller, which breathes air and can survive droughts by burrowing into mud, is one of the world's largest. Yet, amidst this breathtaking biodiversity, certain creatures command such primal fear that even seasoned locals cross themselves and give them a wide berth. Beings that deliver death through agony, terror, venom, or sheer brute force. Creatures honed by millions of years of evolution into perfect predators, parasites, and hunters within this warm, humid domain. Today, we delve into the 5 most terrifying inhabitants of the Amazon. And a word of caution, if you are planning a holiday on its verdant shores, you might reconsider by the end of this broadcast. Prepare yourselves, for nature here offers no second chances. Number 1. The black caiman. When people contemplate dangerous Amazonian fauna, piranhas or anacondas often spring to mind. However, the undisputed apex predator of the Amazon basin is neither fish nor snake, but a reptile that roamed this very land when dinosaurs still walked the earth. And it has changed little since, for it was perfect from its inception. The black caiman, a crocodilian reptile and close relative of the alligator, can reach lengths of up to 6 meters. That's the length of 2 cars parked end to end. It can weigh as much as 500 kilograms, with unconfirmed reports suggesting some ancient males attained even more imposing sizes. Its nearly black skin renders it virtually invisible in the murky Amazonian waters, particularly at night, its preferred hunting time. As the sun dips below the horizon and the jungle awakens with a chorus of frogs and the drone of cicadas, the black caiman emerges to hunt. It lies motionless just beneath the water's surface, only its eyes and nostrils exposed, utterly imperceptible to any creature approaching for a drink. Its eyes glow crimson in the beam of a flashlight, like 2 embers hovering above the water, often the last sight its prey beholds. Local guides leading nocturnal tours through the Amazon's tributaries actively seek these red pinpricks in the darkness. Sometimes, dozens of pairs of eyes line the banks, resembling runway lights. The black caiman consumes anything it can capture: fish, turtles, capybaras, the planet's largest rodents weighing up to 60 kilograms, deer, tapirs, and monkeys venturing to the river's edge. There are documented instances of attacks on livestock, cows and horses snatched from the bank before their owners' eyes, and attacks on humans, some fatal. Unlike many caimans that actively avoid people, the black caiman is sufficiently large to view an adult human as a suitable meal. Its bite is among the most powerful in the animal kingdom, with a jaw-clamping force reaching several thousand newtons, comparable to that of a saltwater crocodile, considered the reigning champion among all living creatures. It doesn't chew. Its conical teeth are designed for gripping, not tearing. It seizes its prey, drags it underwater, and performs the infamous death roll, thrashing its body to tear chunks of flesh from its victim. It's a truly gruesome spectacle in the wild. The victim drowns before succumbing to its wounds. Local fishermen, navigating the waterways daily in their wooden canoes, know that if their vessel capsizes in Black Cayman territory, their best bet is not to swim for shore, but back towards the overturned boat. The caiman attacks moving targets in the water, making a swimming human an ideal prospect, whereas a person clinging motionlessly to a capsized canoe is not. The black caiman was nearly driven to extinction in the 20th century due to hunting for its highly prized dark hide in the leather industry. By the 1960s, its population had plummeted to critical levels. However, following the implementation of hunting bans and the establishment of conservation areas, its numbers have gradually recovered, and it has reclaimed its dominion over the Amazon's nocturnal waters. Scientists estimate its current population to be in the hundreds of thousands, though precise counts within the dense Amazonian jungle are virtually impossible. Number 2. The Brazilian wandering spider. If you have arachnophobia, you might want to skip this segment. If not, you might develop it afterward. The Brazilian wandering spider, or Phonutria, does not spin webs. It doesn't lie in wait. It actively patrols the nocturnal jungle in search of prey, hence its wandering moniker. During the day, it hides in dark, damp places, beneath fallen trees, in hollow logs, within termite mounds, in wall crevices, and, to the local populace's horror, inside human dwellings. It is the size of a man's palm, including its legs, and its body is covered in short, stiff hairs, giving it an unsettling, velvety appearance. Its 8 eyes are arranged in 2 rows on the front of its cephalothorax. Despite relatively poor eyesight, it navigates the darkness with remarkable acuity, relying on vibration receptors in its legs. It is extraordinarily aggressive. While most spiders attempt to flee when encountering a human, the Phonutria adopts a defensive stance, raising its front legs high, exposing its reddish chelicerae, swaying from side to side, and literally lunging at perceived threats. It is not afraid of you. You should be afraid of it. And it has every reason to be so bold. There are compelling reasons to be terrified. The bite of the Phonutria is considered one of the most painful and dangerous among all spiders worldwide. The Guinness Book of World Records officially recognized it as the most venomous spider on the planet. Its venom is a neurotoxin that attacks the nervous system. Within minutes of a bite, a burning pain erupts at the injection site, rapidly spreading throughout the body. This is followed by excessive salivation, sweating, rapid heartbeat, fluctuating blood pressure, and muscle spasms. In severe cases, paralysis of the respiratory muscles and cardiac arrest can occur. Without treatment, a bite can be fatal to a child within hours. Adults are more likely to survive, but even for them, a bite without antivenom can have dire consequences. Fortunately, antivenoms exist and are available in most Brazilian hospitals. The insidious problem is that the Phonutria favors hiding in human habitations. It can be found in shoes, clothing, piles of bananas at markets. Every year, thousands of spider bites are registered in Brazil, a significant portion occurring when someone puts on a shoe in the morning without checking inside. Inhabitants of Amazonian villages develop the habit of shaking out their footwear every morning from childhood. For them, this is not paranoia, but a survival imperative. Number 3. The green anaconda. Anaconda is a name that needs no introduction. It is the heaviest snake in the world, and the Amazon is its domain. The green anaconda can reach lengths of 6 to 7 meters, though disputed reports speak of 9-meter specimens, and weigh over 200 kilograms. In 2024, scientists in Ecuador discovered and described a new species, the northern green anaconda, distinct from the previously known southern species. Preliminary data suggests it may be even larger. It is not the longest snake in the world. That record belongs to the reticulated python of Southeast Asia, with some individuals reaching 10 meters. However, in terms of mass, the anaconda is unparalleled among living snakes. Its body is pure muscle, as thick as an adult man's torso, covered in smooth olive-green skin with black spots that provide perfect camouflage in algae-choked waterways. In water, it moves with surprising grace and speed, capable of swimming for kilometers without rest. On land, it is slow and cumbersome. Its immense body is ill-suited for movement without water's buoyancy. This is why the anaconda spends most of its life in or near water, in swamps, flooded forests, and slow-moving channels. It hunts from ambush, lying in shallow water or hanging from branches above the water. It remains utterly still, sometimes for hours, until prey ventures close enough. Its patience is boundless. It can wait for days. The anaconda is a boa, meaning it kills not with venom, but by constriction. It strikes its prey with lightning speed. An anaconda's strike takes fractions of a second, remarkable for a creature weighing 200 kilograms. It coils its victim in rings of immensely powerful muscles, each constricting with a force of hundreds of kilograms, beginning to squeeze. With every exhale from the victim, the coils tighten slightly more, preventing them from inhaling again. This is not a swift death, but a methodical, inexorable suffocation that can last from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on the prey's size. Death does not come from crushed bones, as many believe. Studies have shown that anacondas rarely break their prey's bones. They kill by suffocation and circulatory arrest. The pressure from the coils constricts major blood vessels, halting blood flow to the brain and heart. The victim's heart gives out within minutes, after which the anaconda begins to swallow. Its jaws are connected by elastic ligaments, allowing its mouth to distend to incredible sizes. An anaconda can swallow a capybara whole, a rodent the size of a large dog, weighing up to 60 kilograms. The swallowing process takes anywhere from several minutes to several hours, depending on the prey's size. The jaws move alternately. First, the left side extends forward, then the right, slowly propelling the victim down the esophagus. There are known cases of anacondas swallowing 2-meter-long caimans, mazama deer, and even jaguars, though the latter is considered a rare event, as the jaguar is itself a primary predator of the Amazon, and an anaconda faces a formidable challenge. After such a meal, the snake may go for months without eating, calmly digesting its prey within its massive body, remaining in a secluded spot with minimal movement. Attacks on humans are extremely rare, but not impossible. In 2024, a professor from a Dutch university participating in a documentary about anacondas discovered the body of a local resident inside a massive anaconda. For indigenous Amazonian tribes, the anaconda is a mythical being, the mother of waters, the spirit of the river. And this mythology, as is often the case, grew from very real terror. Number 4. The parasitic kangaroo. We now turn to a creature that evokes not so much fear as a deep, viscous revulsion. The kangaroo is a tiny, semi-transparent fish ranging from a few millimeters to several centimeters in length. It is as slender as a toothpick and almost invisible in the murky water. It is so transparent that its internal organs and the host's blood within its stomach are visible. It inhabits the Amazon basin and belongs to the family Trichomycteridae, commonly known as pencil catfish. This family includes several species, and not all parasitize in the same manner, but the reputation of the entire group is abysmal. The kangaroo is a parasite, and its method of survival is a marvel to biologists and a horror to everyone else. Its usual prey consists of large fish. The kangaroo possesses incredibly sensitive chemical receptors, enabling it to locate prey by the ammonia and urea expelled by fish gills during respiration. Upon detecting the signal's source, the kangaroo swims towards the fish, penetrates its gill slits, and latches onto the soft, blood-rich tissues with sharp spines on its head that act like hooks, preventing the fish from dislodging it. It then begins to drink its host's blood, swelling as it becomes engorged. After feeding for several minutes, the kangaroo detaches and swims away, leaving behind bleeding wounds on the gills. The process is swift, efficient, and ruthless. However, it is not for this that the kangaroo has earned its grim fame. For centuries, tales have circulated among the inhabitants of the Amazon basin about the kangaroo's ability to penetrate the urethra of humans urinating in the water. The fish is supposedly attracted by the stream of urine, which contains urea and ammonia, the same chemical compounds expelled by fish gills. It finds the opening, enters, and becomes lodged due to its spines, causing excruciating pain, inflammation, bleeding, and an inability to urinate. Its removal can only be achieved surgically. Local healers, according to some accounts, employed an extract from the shagua tree, which allegedly dissolved the fish from within, though the effectiveness of this remedy has never been scientifically confirmed. This story has been passed down through generations and become a part of Amazonian folklore. European travelers brought it to Europe in the 19th century, and it quickly became one of history's most retold medical horror stories. For a long time, scientists dismissed these accounts as exaggeration or urban legend. However, in 1997, a Brazilian urologist documented and recorded a case of a candiru being removed from a patient's urethra. The fish measured approximately 11 centimeters in length. The surgery was complex and painful. This case generated considerable buzz within the medical community, although some researchers later questioned the veracity of certain details. The question of how frequently this occurs in reality remains debatable. Some ichthyologists believe it to be an extremely rare but possible event, while others maintain it is a myth based on misidentification of the fish. But the fact remains, the inhabitants of the Amazon basin take this threat very seriously, and many of them never urinate in the water. Even if the story is exaggerated, the mere existence of a parasitic fish that enters living creatures through orifices and drinks their blood from within is enough to disrupt one's sleep. Number 5. The poison dart frog. And finally, we arrive at a creature that, at first glance, appears to be the most harmless on our list. A tiny frog, about the size of a thumbnail, vibrantly colored in astonishing hues. Acid yellow, electric blue, fiery red, tangerine orange, turquoise with black stripes. The poison dart frog family encompasses over 200 species, each adorned with its unique palette, as if an avant-garde artist indulged in devising the most outlandish color combinations. They resemble jeweled ornaments, living gemstones perched on the damp leaves of the Amazonian undergrowth's twilight. Some species are so small they fit on a fingertip. Children are drawn to touch them, photographers are eager to capture them up close, and collectors wish to take them home. And this is a fatal mistake, for poison dart frogs of the family Dendrobatidae are among the most lethal creatures on the planet. Their bright coloration is not ornamentation, but a warning. In biology, this is known as aposematism, a strategy where a poisonous or dangerous creature displays vivid colors to ensure predators remember it at first sight and refrain from attacking. Any predator that has tasted a poison dart frog has either died or become so severely poisoned that the experience is etched into their memory forever. The most dangerous representative of this family is the golden poison frog, Philobates terribilis. It inhabits the tropical forests of Colombia, bordering the Amazon. This small frog, a brilliant yellow and approximately 5 centimeters long, possesses enough toxin in the dermal glands of a single individual to kill 10 to 20 adult men or 2 African elephants. This toxin is called batrachotoxin, and it is one of the most potent non-protein toxins known to science. It targets sodium channels in cell membranes, blocking nerve impulse transmission. The result is paralysis, arrhythmia, and cardiac arrest. And all it takes is a touch. The poison penetrates the skin. You do not need to be bitten. You do not need to eat it. A single touch to the moist back of this tiny creature can kill you within minutes. There is no known antidote. Indigenous peoples of the Amazon and Colombia have known this for centuries and transformed the frog's poison into a weapon. The Choco Indians of the Choco region in Colombia used the golden poison frog's venom to tip the darts of blowguns, small projectiles fired from long tubes called blowpipes. This is the origin of the English name for these frogs, poison dart frogs. They would catch the frog using a leaf to avoid direct contact. The frog was then carefully impaled on a stick and held over a fire. The heat induced stress, causing the poison to exude from its skin in large, milky white droplets. Hunters would meticulously collect this venom and apply it to the tips of their arrows. One frog provided enough venom for 50 darts, each becoming lethal. A dart tipped with this venom could kill a monkey or a bird in mere seconds. The venom is so potent that the meat of the poisoned prey remained safe to eat. The concentration of venom in the victim's flesh was too low to harm a human, but sufficient to paralyze and kill the prey itself. This is a delicate balance of biochemistry that indigenous peoples perfected over thousands of years of practice. But here's the fascinating part. Poison dart frogs do not produce their own venom. They acquire it from their diet, from ants, mites, and other small arthropods they consume in the wild. These insects, in turn, obtain their toxic compounds from plants. The frog simply accumulates and concentrates the poison in its skin glands. If a poison dart frog is removed from the jungle and fed ordinary crickets from a pet store, it will lose its toxicity entirely over several generations. This means the golden poison frog is not inherently poisonous. It is poisonous because it lives in the Amazon. The jungle makes it deadly. Remove it from this ecosystem, and it becomes a harmless little frog with beautiful coloration. This is a prime example of how an ecosystem shapes its inhabitants, not only their form and behavior, but even their very chemistry. And so, we have traversed the 5 most terrifying creatures of the Amazon. A 6-meter nocturnal predator with the most powerful bite among reptiles. A spider that doesn't flee, but lunges and can kill a child in hours. A snake as thick as a human torso that swallows deer and caimans whole. A tiny, transparent fish that drinks blood from within. And a small, brightly colored frog, a single touch of which can stop your heart. And you know what unites all these beings? They are not evil. They are not even cruel. They are the product of millions of years of evolution in one of the planet's most competitive and densely populated regions. In the Amazon, every square meter is a battlefield where dozens of species vie for light, food, water, and the right to reproduce. Under such conditions, only those who have found their niche and perfected it can survive. The black caiman has become the ideal nocturnal ambush predator. The phenutria, the perfect wandering hunter armed with chemical warfare. The anaconda, the ideal suffocation machine. The candiru, the ideal microparasite. And the golden poison frog, the ideal walking warning, a living billboard that reads, "Do not touch." Each of these creatures is a masterpiece of evolutionary design, honed over millions of years of natural selection. And herein lies the most profound lesson of the Amazon. This forest is not merely a beautiful backdrop of parrots and butterflies. It is an arena where the most intense evolutionary arms race on the planet is underway. Predators become stronger, venoms more potent, parasites more cunning, and prey more vigilant. Every organism here represents a solution forged by its environment to countless challenges. How to endure in perpetual gloom. How to procure sustenance when every inch of territory is already claimed. How to evade peril when one is no larger than a fingernail. How to vanquish prey that outweighs you tenfold. These countless adaptations are interwoven by myriad connections, each thread spun over epochs spanning millions of years. The poison dart frog's toxicity stems from its diet of specific ants, which themselves acquire their venom from particular flora. Remove these plants, and the frog's potency vanishes. Eliminate the frog, and its predators lose the evolutionary impetus that honed their caution. Dispense with the predators, and another element of this intricate balance will spiral unchecked. It is an unending tapestry of interdependence, with each strand woven over tens of millions of years of coevolution. This is precisely why the deforestation of the Amazon is far more than a mere loss of trees. It is the eradication of biological marvels, the culmination of evolutionary artistry that took tens of millions of years to create and which can never be replicated. Each acre of felled forest signifies the displacement of thousands of species losing their habitat, and hundreds of these have yet to even be cataloged by science. We are setting fire to a library without having deciphered most of its volumes. Share in the comments which of these 5 creatures has most astonished you and which you would least desire to encounter in the wild. And be sure to subscribe. The Amazon safeguards myriad other narratives, each more extraordinary than the last, and we shall undoubtedly return to uncover them. Until then.